I'm Callie Lewis. You're watching Geek Brief TV. This is Brief 349. It's packed with reviews. There are 3 gadgets that have solved a need for me, and I want to tell you about them on today's brief. Counting backwards, I've had, I think, 8 mobile phones in my life. I've always purchased extra chargers, but I've never purchased an extra battery. So when Apple got all the criticism for not making batteries removable on the iPhone, I was shocked. Then after actively using the iPhone and running out of power away from the house, I started wanting a backup power solution too. The Mophie Juice Pack is the solution Neil's using. He didn't upgrade to the 3G, and the only version of the Juice Pack available until October 30th is for the first-gen iPhone. His iPhone slips into the Juice Pack, and it uses power from the pack first and essentially doubles his battery life. It has a button on the back with LED lights that indicate how much charge is left in the pack. The iPhone continues to display power available on the internal battery. Again, the 3G version will be available October 30th. Correction, there's also a version available for the Touch now. I would be absolutely blown away if many of you guys aren't using wireless routers in your homes. I use 2. One is Wireless G, and we open that up for guests. The other is Wireless N. It's more secure, and it's the one that only Neil and I have access to. Wi-Fi doesn't meet every need though. In particular, the Dish Network DVR and the Nintendo Wii do Ethernet, but they don't do Wi-Fi. That left me with 2 options. Either I had to keep the router by the TV, or I had to run Ethernet cables across the room. Netgear Powerline Networking was the solution I chose to solve the problem. It's a solution that's so simple it's almost boring to talk about. You plug one box into a power outlet near your router and attach it to your router with an Ethernet cable. Plug another box in near your TV and attach it to your DVR or game console with an Ethernet cable, and boom, you're done. Each box has a button you can press if you want to secure the wireless transfer of data between modules. I did a speed test, and the transfer rate was nearly identical to what I get with Wireless N. It's also a really good solution for guests if you have one router and you don't want to provide your password. The 3rd gadget I want to tell you about has changed my life in a gigantic time-saving way. It's called Neat Receipts, and I've seen and ignored these things in stores for way too long. I bought one a couple weeks ago because I was sick of having to leave the house to fax documents. I didn't buy it to do the receipt scanning thing, but on the way home from the office store, I was reading the box and I learned about how it does much more than just store a digital copy of my receipts. It pulls data from them and stores data in an application that will export that data to accounting software, a spreadsheet, or even a CSV file. I would show you, but then you'd see all my private parts. I bought the PC version since that was all that was available, but as of yesterday, a new Mac version is out for $179.99. The text recognition is pretty good, and it learns well too. For example, it doesn't recognize the Tom Thumb logo on receipts automatically, but I only had to enter the name of the store twice for it to learn it for future receipts. It remembers that Tom Thumb should be categorized as food, not fuel. You can customize the folders and labels and what information appears on the screen for each receipt. Because of how highly customizable it is, I already know that it's going to make filing my taxes so much easier on me, and I don't have to leave the house to fax my documents anymore. Scan and email as a PDF. Phew! That's it. The financial crisis has a lot of us freaking out and emotional in all kinds of different ways. It's not my normal playground, but I'm going to be talking to Nicholas Colas about it live on Ustream at 8 p.m. Eastern, October 1st. Nick works on Wall Street and frequently appears on CNBC and Bloomberg to talk about matters important on Wall Street. We see these experts on TV. They live in their world. We live in ours. Nick is a huge friend of the brief, so I expect it to be more like getting insight from someone who is part of the family. I'd love to have you join us, and if you have any questions, email them to me before Wednesday night, Callie@geekbrief.com, and please put Nick in the subject line. I'm Callie Lewis. I want to start mentioning domain names you guys reserve using my GoDaddy.com promo codes GB1, GB2, and GB3 again at the end of the brief. If you use the code, tell me about it, and for that, please put GoDaddy.com in the subject line. Obviously, I won't get to mention all of them, but I'll do as many as I can. Thanks for watching. There are 3 gadgets that have solved a need for me, and I want to tell them about to you. No?